Alright, so after like 3 months of no video, I've decided to finally upload my 3rd episode of Merry Adventures. Initially I had planned to just move to California and travel around California, but instead I ended up traveling around the west coast, northern and southern California, Portland and Seattle, and Mexico and Costa Rica.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Hello Seattle, hello Seattle, hello Seattle, hello Seattle, hello Seattle.
My adventure was quite random, and it was not at all what I had expected it to be. It was less of a vacation and more of a learning experience. By learning experience, I mean learning about the world and about other people and about myself. A lot of people asked me what it's like to travel alone, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like traveling alone, that must not be very fun. Being a girl, like traveling alone, that's dangerous. Personally, from my own point of view, I love traveling alone. This is the first time I've done it, but it just feels so right to me. It just makes it even more adventurous. And when I was traveling alone, I could literally do whatever I wanted. I also want to make a comment about staying in hostels. For numerous reasons, I really like hostels. For one reason, because there's people from all over the world, like it felt like I was traveling around the whole world. 2, there's also people of all different ages. Pretty much everyone that stays in hostels are all on their own really interesting path, and they're on a strange journey. One thing I will say was a bit sad about staying in hostels is that you meet all these different people, but oftentimes you will only actually meet them for a day or even a few hours, or you know, just really short periods of time. I'd be in a room full of really cool people that were like, we all connected and it was a really great time, and then we go to sleep, and then the next morning I wake up and I look around and all the beds are empty and everyone left, and it's just kind of a sad feeling. One thing that I learned about myself was that I am quite a quiet person. Quite a quiet person. I feel like in society, if you're quiet and not really contributing to the conversation, people oftentimes think that you're not feeling well, or like that there's something wrong, or that you're just so timid. But it's like, no, there's all these different aspects to people's personalities, and being quiet is definitely a part of mine. So it's actually quite liberating to just embrace that and just listen. When I didn't feel like talking, I'd just sit there and just listen to people talk, and wow, people really like to talk. They'll talk forever. Since I met like 50 new people every day, I am starting to learn how to be selective about who I choose to hang out with, because oftentimes I'll be hanging out with people and I don't even really like them that much. So why should I hang out with them? And if I don't like someone, or if someone's treating me wrong, to just leave and just go find people that I actually like. One of the fun parts about traveling is that for all you know, you'll never see these people ever again, which is true in any area of life. I would meet someone, and when you first meet someone, you want to, at least I usually try to make a good impression. After a while of meeting new people every day and knowing that I'm never going to see them again, I started to just not care as much. Like, I just acted however I wanted to act without caring so much about what their perception of me is. As long as you like yourself and as long as you're enjoying yourself, then people's perceptions of you honestly don't matter. Another thing I learned on my travels was that I realized the reality of the world, I guess. For example, encountered many homeless people, more homeless people than I've ever encountered before. Also lots of drug addicts, and or homeless/drug addicts. So that was one of the main eye-opening experiences that I had. Another thing to add is that traveling is definitely addictive. Like, once you start traveling, you just want to keep going and going. At least that's what I've noticed. Because it's like a constant adrenaline rush. It's like just so much to see in the world, and I only saw a tiny little piece of it. And even that had a huge influence on me. So although it wasn't all fun and games and happy all the time, I am so glad that I went on this random adventure. Anyone who is even the slightest bit interested in traveling, especially on your own, I 100% suggest you do it. I guarantee that you will be glad that you went on your travels, and no matter how good or bad it was, I think that they're always worth going on. Definitely. So stay tuned for... Stay tuned.
upstairs and those plastic pipes is broken.
Bananas,